Chaotic scene in Montego Bay as gunman opened fire in broad daylight, killing another gunman, while soldier walks free from assault case. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. A soldier who was accused of indecent assaulting a female friend at his house in February of last year has been freed of the charge. He was acquitted on Monday of attempted rape after the judge upheld a no-case submission by his attorney, Courtney Rowe. And it's alleged that on February 16 last year, the complainant contacted the soldier and asked if he could pick her up from a location in Bogwalk in St. Catherine where she was stranded. They agreed that she would reimburse his gas money. On his way back to Kingston, he told the woman that he was going to stop at his house to collect something. And it said that when they got to the home, the woman went inside and took a shower, after which she reported that the soldier attempted to have sex with her and choked her with a towel. But during cross-examination, the defense attorney pointed out that there was no mention in the previous statement given that she had been choked with a towel. That one statement, and the soldier bust the case and went home. The General Legal Counsel has suspended attorney at law ISAT Banan from legal practice for 2 years. Banan pleaded guilty in November to breaching ethics rules that guide the conduct of attorneys authorized to practice in Jamaica. The breach was in relation to offensive comments he made against Director of Public Prosecution Paula Llewellyn in July while co-hosting an online radio show. And he was on a YouTube show with an idiot who spent his entire show cursing people, and ISAT was caught up in it, cursed the DPP using a line from Vybz Kartel's song. Very derogative. And ISAT apologized several times, but being a lawyer, the ethics board decided to take up the case. And he has also been fined $500,000 and is to pay a further $20,000 to the General Legal Counsel. His suspension will end on December 5th of 2025. By the way, did you know that his father is the legendary great Big Youth? Yes, Big Youth, real name is Manley Buchanan, and ISAT, that's Big Youth's son. 3 U.S. Jamaican citizens have been found guilty relating to a lottery scam that targeted elderly Americans during the period 2017 to 2020. The United States Attorney's Office for the Middle District of Pennsylvania announced last Monday that a jury found 47-year-old Karen Peter, 49-year-old Rohan Little, and 44-year-old Carlene Marshall all guilty of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and mail fraud and conspiracy to commit money laundering after a 2-week trial. A fourth defendant, 26-year-old Rohan Little Jr., was charged with some of the same offenses, but he is still at large. Evidence presented at trial shows that as part of the scheme, an individual based in Jamaica posed as a representative from Publishers Clearinghouse and contacted elderly Americans to falsely tell them that they had won multi-million-dollar prizes. Prosecutors also presented evidence that the fraudsters used the money from the lottery scam to purchase cars in online auctions, fix them at a body shop they own in Queens in New York, and then sell the vehicle at an affiliated car dealership in Jamaica. And you have no idea how easy it is to tell these gullible and greedy people that they win lottery and they send money to you. And they're stupid enough to send it to these scammers. Every week I have at least one case that I have to work on. And as long as they hear they win something, they will empty their bank account and send money to you. That's how stupid they are. I had one man and his wife screaming that we refused to send out his wire for $30,000 to an investor who was going to invest it and 2 days turn around and make him $25,000 in 2 days. While speaking to me, he had a scam on the speakerphone on his house phone telling him to hurry up and get it done. I recognized that scammer right away, put a block on that wire, and save him $30,000. And that is how easy it is for these people to give away their money. There were chaotic scenes in downtown Montego Bay, St. James yesterday morning when a man who was awaiting trial for a triple murder was gunned down shortly after he left the precincts of the St. James Parish Court. His mother, who had accompanied him to court, was also shot and wounded in the attack. The dead man has been identified as 29-year-old Wesley Lee Reed, otherwise called Bynes of Catherine Hall in Montego Bay, and he was fatally shot about 11:40 in the morning along Market Street near the Jamaica National Bank. His 50-year-old mother is receiving treatment for a bullet wound to the hand as well. Investigators said Reed went to the St. James Parish Court yesterday morning to answer to a case in which 3 men were fatally shot on June 2nd. The case was mentioned and his bail was extended, and it's further reported that Reed and his mother were walking home in the busy Market Street area after leaving the courthouse when they were attacked and shot by unknown assailants. Reed sustained multiple bullet wounds and was later pronounced dead at hospital while his mother was admitted. 6 pen shells were recovered from that scene. And Reed was recently charged for the murder of 38-year-old Conroy Lawrence, otherwise called Beanie, as well as 38-year-old Siobhan Gordon and 56-year-old Carleslie Morris of Roehampton. So he's charged for killing these 3 people. Now somebody come and take him out. And after listening to this next story, tell me if the Gallup poll is even close to being correct. Homicide detectives are now probing a mass shooting in the troubled community of Dunkirk in East Kingston yesterday afternoon. 7 people, including a 2-year-old child, were shot during an attack by armed thugs sometime after 12 o'clock. One of the victims later died of his injuries, while the others, including the child, are receiving treatment at hospital. The deceased has not yet been identified, and it's reported that about 12:50, a group of people had gathered at the Michael Manley Market located along Pine Street when a motorcar with several men aboard drove up. The men alighted the vehicle with handguns and rifles and began firing indiscriminately at the crowd. They then escaped in a waiting motor car, and it was later discovered that 7 people had been shot and wounded. And investigators said the area had been tense over the last several weeks due to an ongoing gang conflict. Onto sports, I'm rooting for the Jamaican people from the Parish Association who have a vote to vote out this body of vipers who run the Jamaica Football Federation. And it is so sad that Jamaica, having such a talented and professional pool of women players, they could not even qualify for the Women's Gold Cup. The team they played on Sunday, Guatemala, is a very weak team, and Jamaica fielded an even weaker team because they failed to pay the professional players. The Reggae Girls, which are one of the strongest teams in the Western world, made themselves unavailable because they play professional and professional players needs to be paid, and the GFF is not holding up to their agreement. Note, the GFF collected the money from FIFA but is treating the women as if they have no sense and don't want to pay them. Now the women won't play, so the GFF just fling together a haphazard team and trying to make us think that this was the island's best team and they can't win a game. Unbelievable how these big men can behave as if they're too powerful and cannot be replaced. And I hope that they all get voted out as soon as possible when the next confederation for the Jamaica Football Federation is called. And that's going to be news and sports on your favorite community radio. My name is Mikey Bones. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I gone.